If you're someone who wants to grow your business, your influence, and your investments, start by growing the people around you. That's the law of addition. Welcome back to the Invested Fathers. I'm Kenny Johnson, and today we're going to be diving into a leadership principle that has completely reframed how I show up for my family, my business, and the people that I serve. It's called the law of addition from John Maxwell. Here's the big idea. Leaders don't get value from others. Leaders add value to others. This law forces you to ask one of the most uncomfortable but revealing leadership questions. When people interact with you, your spouse, your kids, your clients, your team, do they walk away feeling lighter, encouraged, and supported, or drained? Today, I'm sharing how this law challenged my own thinking, how it shows up in real relationships, and how it shapes the way I lead investors through the true framework. If you want to grow your influence, your family, and your business, this law is a game changer. Let's dive into it. Today on the show, we are going to go through the law of addition as well as the true framework, how I vet deals. This is meant to educate and help you guys figure out, is this a good deal? Is this something I should invest in? And how does Kenny position himself to mitigate risks and succeed in the investments he chooses, and how you can do the same. I've been going through this book, the laws of leadership, the 21 laws of leadership, John Maxwell. And today's law is the law of addition. So when I say the law of addition, I feel like part of my mind goes backwards because the whole point of this law is you are adding value to others by serving them. So are you subtracting from people or are you adding to people? When people leave you in conversation or relationship, are you taking away from their life? Are you adding misery to their life or workload? Or are you adding value and adding joy to them? What's interesting is if you flip this to be self-serving, you could think, man, I am just pouring out to people. I am subtracting from myself by giving other people time. That's a selfish sort of spin that sadly my mind just naturally goes when I think like, what's this going to cost me as I invest into this relationship or this person? But a true leader is not focusing on himself. He is analyzing the relationships that he has at home, at the workplace, with his clients, with his employees, with his children. And he's looking, am I adding to their lives by serving them? So let's look and see what John Maxwell says. John Maxwell, leaders add value by serving others. Most people think that leadership is about titles or authority, but great leadership is about helping people around you win, making their lives better because you showed up. So key takeaways would be leadership is measured by how much value you add, not by how much status you hold. Number 2, influence comes from service, not position. 3, you can add value when you understand what people value. Listening is a superpower here. 4, small acts of service build massive trust. And then 5, the more you pour into others, the more sustainable your leadership becomes. So how are you guys using the law of addition today? We've talked about different laws up to this point. I think this is number 6. Can't remember exactly now, but they all stack in so well to each other. Serving others. When you enter an email, a text string, a conversation with somebody, are you shy or nervous because you're worried about yourself, or do you feel the importance of, hey, this is an opportunity that I can listen to this person and give value to them? What is it that they value? I mean, I was texting a guy today. I've been trying to just get together with him, hang out, get to know him a little better, and he says he's fighting some pneumonia. So, I mean, my first thought is, hey, can I send you some soup? Like, what do you need? Like, do you just need rest? Like, maybe just a gift card to some like Panera, or maybe a Uber Foods or some type of meal sent to him. Now, I'm not saying all those things are feasible to every single person you talk to, but based on that relationship, what is it that person needs? There's 5 love languages that we as husbands and wives have. Let's see if I can name them all: gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and affirming words of affirmation. So the kicker here is you don't want to, give the love language that you need to your spouse. You want to be able to know what their love language is and to give that to them. So the key there is understanding, what do they need? I hope that your business is growing from your leadership. That would be my challenge to you all today. The way you are showing up, not just in your business, also at home. the relationship with your kids, the relationship with your wife, the different circles of influence that you have. Are people around you growing through your leadership using this law of addition by serving them? So, if the law of addition is all about adding value by serving others, I started asking, okay, what does that actually look like in the way of the way I invest and helping other people invest? So, for me, that's where the true framework came from. It's my way of serving investors well, of making sure that when someone trusts me with their capital, I'm truly adding to their life, not creating more stress or risk. Let's get into the true framework. So, true framework starts with T, trusted team. We only partner with operators that we know and trust on a personal level, leaders with full cycle experience, integrity, and proven authority in the industry. So, the metrics that I look at are they must have at least completed 2 full cycle deals. And these are usually 3 to 5 year terms types of deals. 2 or more current properties operating at pro forma, which is the target numbers that are shot for before the deal starts, and a minimum of a 15% annual average return paid out to the limited partners as an average on their previous deals. Um, R stands for responsible market. We invest where the data points job growth, migration trends, economic strength, not just the hype of certain towns. How can you be sure this is a good market to invest in? So one of the things I look at, positive net migration growth over the last 3 to 5 years, 1 to 2% population growth in general in this area. Steady job growth with no single industry making up more than 15 to 20% of employment. And here's a big one, vacancy rates under 8% for multifamily. U stands for unified strategy. Every deal is locked in with a clear business plan aligned with operator strengths and local market dynamics. So there's no guessing games. Is this the right strategy for what you're trying to accomplish? For instance, if we're trying to sell a fixer-upper apartment complex, is it in an area where we're going to be able to put in the value and sell at the price we want? If this is a new development, what other new developments are nearby? How are they doing? What are the comps saying? What's this area going to look like in the next 3 to 5 years? All those determining factors matter. So the key factors that I verify, is this a strong multifamily comparable pictures with unit prices? So what has sold nearby? What was it purchased at per unit? What was it sold at per unit? Or the rental, 2 bedrooms renting for? And how is our units going to compare to that? I want to see a track record of 5+ years of experience of the key players, including the general contractor, the builder, the property managers, the leasing agencies. Are these people new or have they been around for a while? 5 years is, that's pretty minimal. A lot of these people that we've worked with have 20 to even 40 years of experience. The general contractor that we're using in Kansas City, the guy's been, he's like 70 now, but he started when he was like 30. And he's working with a guy that's started when he was, in his 20s, and he's 60 now. So these guys have been doing it forever. They've built like 40,000 units. So just like those are the kind of track records that we want to see. And then also debt financing terms are at a fixed rate versus a variable adjustment rate, ARM, adjustable rate. So we stay away from those. Those can hurt you and those can be scary. And that happened a lot during the COVID time, where people were getting really good rates getting into the deals, but when they got out, it was not a good rate. And then finally, the E stands for economic return. Our target is to double your investment in 5 years with passive cash flow, depreciation benefits, and full transparency along the way. The range that we approve for return on investments are a 1.7 to a 2.1 plus equity multiple, a 15 to 19% IRR, internal rate of return. That's factors in the time of how long these deals take. Cost segregation tax benefits of around a 20 to 30% depreciative value that you can claim in capital invested. A preferred return of 6 to 8% are the target numbers that we shoot for, and a 20 to 24% annual average return. And then the hold periods are usually between 3 to 7 years. Typically, everyone wants, I feel like, their money back around like year five, but it depends on kind of I shouldn't say everyone. It kind of depends on what the strategy is, because if your money is working super hard and it's making good money, you don't really want it back. You just keep it in the deal. Um, but usually the juice is squeezed pretty strongly in the first 5 years of whatever deal you're doing, in the world of multifamily, especially if it's development. So, you take the dirt and you make it a 200 unit complex. Ton of value is added to that dirt, and you're able to make some excellent returns in the beginning. That finishes out the true framework. Again, the trusted team, responsible market, unified strategy, and economic return. Those cover your main foundation. Other things to look for could be, how old is the building? Some people don't buy things built past like 2000 or like 1990 even. So if it's like an old structure, if someone want to, run through some of the problems that might come with an older structure, that does not bother me. I think you can get some really good deals on older structures depending on how it was kept up. The way these things are put under contract, I mean, I lost money because I invested in a deal before we were even closed. And there can be some big risks with like land entitlement, getting to the finish line at closing. I mean, it's one of those things that it's common to, invest into deals before closing. But boy, if you're already at close and you just own it, so it's like, let's just raise money for the development now, you can go through a lot of headaches and bridges crossed, skip over those. So I like to see where we're at in the process of like what else could go wrong before we get to closing. Guys, thanks so much. If you want to find out any more about East West Capital, some investment opportunities, check out my website, Invest with East West. Find me on Instagram, Kenny Will Johnson. Those are just some places that I probably hang out the most. I'm kind of in and out on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn I've spent some time, more so before my daughter Sybil was born, who is almost 6 months now. So those are the places that you can find me, what I'm up to, what's going on. And then if you like what you see, you want to know more, hit me up with a direct message, send me a message. And on the show notes to this episode, you can schedule a call. Feel free to do that. I have some really interesting opportunities coming up in 2026. So probably about a month from now. If you have some capital sitting on the sidelines, or maybe sitting in a self-directed Roth IRA, something that you're trying to find a better place for your money to work harder, would love to walk you through, again, our investment thesis, that true framework, and the experience I've had as a capital raiser for the different teams I'm on in vetting deals. And even as an operator myself, I do single family in South Carolina right now, and have learned so much through that it's allowed me to put on a very unique lens in investing with these operators who are doing just amazing deals and working with investors in a very professional way. All right, guys, thank you, and looking forward to being of service to you through hopefully the law of addition in future episodes. Take care.